Right, so over the last couple of years, my main camera has been the Red Komodo. I've taken it to multiple countries, I've shot commercials, music videos, documentaries, you name it, and I've done it with this camera. I absolutely love the image quality that comes out of it. It's 6K resolution, global shutter, the whole thing. The issue with the Red is that it's a cube, which means you need to put a handle on it, you need to put a side handle, a battery, you've got to rig it up. And these things take time. So for the couple of projects that I've had recently, where there have been interviews or talking heads or things of the sort, I've actually been gravitating towards the Nikon Z6 III and the Z9. Those are two cameras that I can just put on a tripod, have the eye tracking on, and forget about it. Really simple to use, and I know that I'm gonna end up with a really sharp image at the end of it. But I'm wondering, can we get a camera that's gonna give us the image quality of the Red, but with the portability and autofocus of the Nikon? I have the Nikon Zr here, which promises to do both of these things. So let's find out if it's going to replace both of these cameras or if I'm asking too much from it.
Now give it to me. Oh yeah.
So what's the elevator pitch here? You get the same partially stacked sensor as the Z6 III, which means 6K 60 frames per second in RAW, or 3D RAW, may I add, straight from Red, with the same beautiful, beautiful color science as cameras like Komodo, Komodo X, V-Raptor, and so on and so forth. But that's not everything. You also get 32-bit float internal, which is nuts, as usually you would need to get some kind of accessory or audio recorder for 32-bit float, but not here. It's all internal. And that's not the end of it. You also get a 4-inch display at the back of the camera, which is amazing. It's super sharp, super bright, and the biggest of any of its rivals as well, making it really easy to frame up your shot and to see what you're recording. So having a look at the camera, it's quite a simplified design, and there's a couple of key changes to be aware of if you're a Nikon user. So instead of the traditional on and off switch on the right hand side of the camera, that's been replaced with a zoom rocker that will work really well with Nikon's power zoom lens, the 28-135 for example. And you'll find the power button on the far left of the camera, where you press the button once, turns on, and you can see a green light to confirm that the camera is being powered. And then you get a photo and video switch on the right hand side, which is really convenient. And you get a 1, 2, and 3 function buttons along the same side as well. So with one finger, essentially, I can go from video to photo, start recording, and touch all 3 of my function buttons really, really easily. You also get the traditional command dials, front and rear, so I can change my aperture, my shutter speed, my ISO, all by using these 2 dials. So very familiar if you're a current Nikon user. Now on the back, it's where it gets really interesting. Because of the massive screen, it's actually really simplified. And you get 3 buttons, and that's it. So you get a joystick, which replaces the directional pad of previous cameras, so you can use the joystick to navigate menus, press it in to confirm, so really nice and easy. And then you get a playback button, and you get a button that acts as a dual purpose button. So you press it once to take you into the quick menu, and if you hold it down, that takes you into the full size menu. And then finally, you get another record button, which also acts as a function button if you want to change it to something else on the bottom left of the camera. And that's it. So that's a really easy to use, simplified design by Nikon. Now in terms of body design, the camera is completely flat, which means the battery needs to be mounted sideways, meaning the memory cards also go in with the battery at the bottom of the camera. The camera features 2 card slots. The first one is a CF Express Type B, which is the same as a Komodo X, Z6 III, and Z9, which is not surprising considering all of the meaty codecs the camera has, such as 6K or 3D RAW. And the second card slot is a micro SD, which although I'm not a fan and I wouldn't use it as the main card, I do see some value in potentially taking a 1TB card, leaving it in the camera permanently, almost treating it as if it was internal storage. One thing to note as well is Nikon's decision to not include a fan. And for a camera that shoots 6K R3D RAW, that's quite ambitious. Now I've had the camera for over a month, shot in different situations, and so far so good. But if you want me to do an overheating test, subscribe and comment down below overheating, and I can put the camera through its paces and test how long we can record for without seeing a overheating warning or a shutdown warning. Now Nikon are also launching a shotgun microphone that just goes in the hot shoe of the camera and talks to it via the new digital interface, so completely cable free. It's compatible with 32-bit float, which is awesome, but the thing I'm most excited about is not the microphone itself, but rather the tally lamp. It's got a beautiful tally lamp in the front and another one at the back, and they're super bright. Now the camera does have a tally lamp, but by the time that you put accessories in a cage and cables, it can be obscured. So having one in front of the camera as well as on the back at the same time is really useful, especially when you have a multi-camera setup, when you may have 2, 3, 4 cameras in different angles and it's really hard to see the screen or the tally lamp at the same time. So this is an awesome idea and I absolutely love it. It will come in handy in a lot of future shoots, I'm sure. So using this camera for the first time feels quite strange because it's not a RED camera, but it doesn't feel like a Nikon camera either because they have different control schemes. So it got me thinking, so who is this camera actually for? It wasn't until I tried to change my camera settings that I truly figured it out. So you have a sub-menu that allows you with the touch of a button to turn on and off all of your main settings. You can turn on and off your peaking, your waveforms, your LUT, and also other things such as your red record or maybe your level. And on top of that, you have the quick menu with 12 boxes that you can customize in whichever way that you like. So once you've customized the camera to your liking, you can then go into the presets and change the entire camera accordingly. So you can have, for example, R3D 6K 60 on one setting, and then maybe you have 4K 120 in H.265 on another setting, so that you can quickly toggle between the two of them with just one button and a dial press. The display on the back is a big reason why this camera is going to be so easy to use, because it's like going from an iPhone 8 all the way up to an iPhone 15 Pro. You've just got more real estate to get things done. You've got a bigger quick menu, you've got a bigger sub menu, and everything's there just a tap of a finger away, and everything just looks beautiful in this camera. Of course, it's not without its flaws. Having the media on the bottom will certainly make it harder for work on set, as well as having a micro HDMI port. However, I think the point of this camera is actually to bring the image quality down from the RED Zcinema cameras into something that is portable, easy to use and easy to get into. So if you're someone that is starting with your cinematography journey or someone that wants to get into the cinema camera market, then this is a fantastic place to start. I also think a lot of seasoned DPs will choose something like this to have as a stills camera on set, as well as a B or C camera to their bigger RED setups. Imagine having your RED as your A camera and then a couple of these as B and C cameras with autofocus, but still running that sweet R3D 6K RAW setup. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Today was just a quick preview on the new Nikon Zr, but over the next couple of days and weeks, I'm going to be running a lot of different tests on the camera. We're talking about autofocus, stabilization, overheating tests, and I'm also going to be putting out a quick setup guide on how to get started with your Nikon Zr. If you'd like to see some of the content that I'll make, just click the subscribe button and comment down below what you think I should do next. I'll see you next time.